Adding fractions is easy to do, especially if the denominators are the same. If we were adding 1/4 plus 2/4, all we would need to do is add the numerators. 1 plus 2. And 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. The denominator stays the same. 1/4 plus 2/4 is equal to 3/4. Here's why. Let's suppose that we had a pizza. And that pizza was divided into 4 equal pieces. 1/4 plus 2/4 is equal to 3/4. So let's suppose that I ate 1/4 of the pizza and my brother ate 2/4 of the pizza. Altogether, we ate 3/4 of the pizza. Let's try another one. 2/7 plus 3/7. Remember, we just add the numerators. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. And the denominator stays the same. 2/7 plus 3/7 is equal to 5/7. Here's why. This time we'll make a rectangle. If I had a rectangle and it was divided into 7 equal pieces, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not quite even. Let's make this a little bit shorter. All right, do we have 7 pieces now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. And if I did 2/7, 1 2/7 plus 3/7, 1, 2, 3, all together that equals 5/7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of a possible 7 pieces. That's 5/7. It gets a little tricky though when we're adding fractions that don't have common denominators. So for instance, if we were adding 2/3 plus 3/4, now it's challenging because we don't have common denominators. There's a 3 here and a 4 here. We have to find a way to make those denominators the same. And we use the same way that we found equivalent fractions. And we do the very same thing that we did when we found equivalent fractions and when we found, or when we simplified our fractions and reduced them to lowest terms. It works the same way. So let's think about numbers that could possibly be a common denominator. Let's think about the different multiples. So if we listed the multiples of 3, we would have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. If we listed the multiples of 4, we would have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Do you see which one they have in common? Hopefully you found it too. 12. 12 is a multiple that they have in common. So now what we have to do is we have to figure out how 2/3 can be equal to a number in twelfths. And then we have to do the very same thing for 3/4. So for 3 to have, or for 3 to become 12, we have to multiply by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. Because 4/4 is equal to 1 whole. And when we multiply by 1, the value doesn't change. So if 3 times 4 is equal to 12, then we multiply 2 times 4, and 2 times 4 is equal to 8. 2/3 is equal to 8/12. And let's just circle this so we remember. And then let's look at this fraction over here. We need to figure out how many twelfths 3/4 is equal to. 4 times what number is going to give me 12? I'm hoping that you realized it was 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And what we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. If the denominator is 3, then the numerator has to be 3. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So 3/4 is equal to 9/12. Now, what I'm really adding, this problem right here, actually is 8/12 plus 9/12. And 8/12 plus 9/12 is equal to 17/12. That's a really big number. And we can even take that a step further. 17/12. We know that 12/12 is equal to 1 whole. So if 12/12 is equal to 1 whole and we have 17/12, we know that 17/12 is 1 whole, and then there's 5/12 left over, because 17 minus 12 is equal to 5. So it's actually equal to 1 5/12. Whew, that's some pretty heavy math. I think that you can do a great job. We'll continue to practice adding fractions. Keep on working. You can do it.